Now, let's talk about like the freestyles and stuff on the show for a second. When it comes to like the freestyles and the battling and stuff like that on the show, and it comes to some of those pretty big name celebrities,
Right.
do you think you've hurt anybody's feelings deep down inside?
Or
struck a nerve deep down inside?
Yeah. And I still feel like I shouldn't have did this shit. Ice JJ Fish, man. You know. Ice JJ Fish. I don't know if I don't want to say retarded. I don't know if that's the proper word to use, but he seemed like he's slow on camera. But when you talk to him, you're like, oh, this nigga regular. So when he had the freestyle, I don't know. My thing was, my nigga, you can't not know what you sound like. So that was just my thing to him. I was like, hey, man, I'm proud of your success. I'm glad you got your grind right. But do you not know that this is what you sound like? And it was just, and he was just like, fuck you, man. Like, I could just see that he just was, he ain't like that shit too tough. So I think that's one of the ones that really, kind of took offense to what I said. I think, as lovely as she is, Chanel West Coast is another one that I think took offense. I forget what I said to her. I was like, she had just signed with Young Money at the time. And I said, I was like, the way you rap, I don't know how you got signed with the squad. Plus the skinny broad couldn't even make my fingers get hard. And she didn't really like that shit too tough. She was like, nigga, fuck you and your fingers, bitch. You don't know. I'm like, oh, yo. I had to like come and say, I'm sorry. And then Safari. I think Safari really didn't like that shit. He was cool about it, but I don't think he liked that shit that happened to him on the show, man. That was it. And if you don't know, the episode, make sure you go back and watch the T-Pain episode and watch the old school battle between me and Carlos that Safari decided to jump in. It got pretty ugly for him.
Now, does that, like when it comes to future guests, does that make you feel like you got to soften your stuff up a little bit, or do you still go raw, uncut?
You come on the show, you know what time it is if you come on the show. It's that's the nature of the show. We joking. It's about jokes. It's about having a good time. And all of these, dudes that what I don't understand is like you got all of these guys who from the street and be the hardest niggas in the world and be afraid to get a joke told to them or get talked about. Like nothing is that serious, you know what I'm saying? So if you come from the street, then that's a part of what, you grew up doing. Now I can understand you don't want a stranger saying nothing crazy to you, but I can respect that. But I'm not a stranger, or we're not strangers on the show coming up to you. It's different than if we was just on the street walking up to you. Oh, boy, you ugly as shit. That's different. That's disrespect. But you come on to the show knowing that this is the nature of the show. So if you come on the show knowing it's the nature of the show, then you should know what time it is as far as the jokes and everything. So don't come. I mean, we want people to come on. We want the big name people to come on. But if you're scared to get talked about, then stay away from it. You know what I mean? Because if you come, we're going to have a good time. And you can talk about us, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can say all types of stuff about us. We still broke. Like, say that. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's always fun when people come and want to have a good time. It's the best time they ever have. If you ask anybody who been on Wild 'N Out, since I've been on, they'll tell you, man, that shit was one of the best times I've had.
Who do you think got at you the best so far? Any celebrity that's really...
Who said something about Mano? Mano said some dope shit. He said something crazy. Something you lose me, and plus he was talking to Nick, and then he said, plus your man got on Canal Street jewelry. Yeah, and that was fucking crazy. That was crazy because I don't know if it did come from Canal Street, but that shit, yeah, at that time, that shit was definitely Canali. It was some Canali shit I had on, and he noticed it. It was like a. You know how the name plates, the bitches wearing their ear on their earrings? I had a thick one of those around the chain. So he cooked me. And then Conceited as well. He not he a cast member, but Conceited, I think, killed me real bad. He said, something about the wheel. So tell me why I'm up here battling Uncle Phil, and took my hat off. That shit was crazy. So, but I love it though. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit is fun to me. I laugh at myself. I don't take myself seriously at all. Like joking and having fun, it's fun to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's lighthearted. So I don't take none of that to heart. Like, it's all good. But yeah, I done had a few people actually, say something about me, and I'm think if there's anybody else that was crazy with it. Oh, coming up on this season, Life Jennings, man. Make sure y'all watch it. Life Jennings that nigga must have been in jail waiting on this opportunity. Listen, Life Jennings was in his cell doing push-ups and writing jokes for niggas on Wildin' Out. So make sure you watch the Life Jennings episode, because that motherfucker came out and he was like, I'm like, oh, this motherfucker been practicing. No, he was ready. So definitely, Life Jennings definitely was dope. So make sure you watch that one.